So tonight I'd like to begin in sitting. So I highly recommend sitting up on a bolster or a pillow or a meditation cushion or a blanket. Find a place where I like to sit at the edge of the bolster, just like this, where you can let the knees fall below the level of the hips. A block is also perfect. And as you sit in a comfortable position, I'd like you to see if you can get your knees to touch the floor so that it tips, yeah, perfect, so that it tips you forward to maintain the natural spinal curves. Great. And now let's bring the hands to a typical mudra. This is actually the traditional Zen meditation mudra. So for females, we'll put the left hand underneath and then kind of cup the right hand on top. And then the thumbs will just barely touch to create a circle. And we're gonna come right to, the circle will be right where the front of the sacrum is. So right at the base of the spine where the pelvis begins, you can let the hands rest there in a gentle circle. And so it's right in front of the gravitational center of our body. And then the elbows bend slightly, kind of hug back just a little bit so the shoulder blades drop down the back and away from the ears. And bring all your attention right into that area just below the navel. And now close your eyes. And we'll begin just with a few minutes of sitting, in sitting meditation. So as you sit, feel the sit bones firmly rooted in the earth, giving you a sense of stability and support. And then start to feel the breath moving fluidly in and out. And as you breathe, feel the breath fill your belly, filling the whole circumference of the belly so that the breath expands forward into the hands, as well as back into the low back. Breathing out in all directions as the breath fills you, expanding full circle, forward, side, back. We're at this place now where people are starting to feel a little irritable, maybe a little frustrated. Some other people may be feeling a lack of drive or lack of direction. And so both of those things have to do with our sense of purpose. Our place in the world, our relationship with ourselves. So as we move into this practice of yin, this internal practice, we start to observe those relationships we hold with ourselves. And how we approach ourselves is often mirrored in how we interact with the world. So as we move through this practice, we'll come back into relationship with ourselves. Connect with the stillness, to be inspired or filled with purpose, with direction, with place. To reaffirm our path. So as we begin, from this place of center, start to uncross your feet. You can stay up where you are on a bolster, blanket, or pillow, and bring the soles of your feet together out in front of you. And now let the hands come towards the legs. They'll slide down the shins toward your feet, and let the head cascade off the shoulders. Let the shoulders cascade forward off the rib cage. And let the trunk fold so that you start to fold into yourself. Reconnecting to your essential vitality, the innate energy within you, from the kidney meridian through this channel, in this posture. And to facilitate that, you may even take your thumbs to the bottom of your feet. There's a slightly hollow spot at the base of the big toe, kind of below that callus of the first big toe, between the first and second toe. And so just gently press your thumbs there. And start by turning inward. In this stillness, allowing, welcoming, listening for what makes you feel alive. And if the mind wanders, bringing your awareness back right to the belly center. Feeling the breath right in the center of the belly. Feeling each breath nourish that center. Taking 3 more breaths here. And slowly rolling up, using your hands to walk you up. And then bring your hands to bring the knees together. And transitioning onto your belly. So after forward bending, we'll balance that out with a little backward bend. But to emphasize that belly center, a little bit of that power center, that sense of self, I want to give a variation. If you have I can use the pillow here. I have the bolster, but I actually might use a rolled up blanket instead. And I'm going to bring that right into my belly. So right around the navel area. And first, I'll stay propped up. I'll stay propped up onto my elbows. Allowing my belly, allowing my hips to drop down into the roll. Balancing the spine from flexion and turning inward to now turning outward. So creating a little bit more of an energizing posture, a posture of strength and structural stability. Again, draw your awareness to the belly. With each breath, feel the body expand in a full circle around the navel. Sensing your physiological center, as well as your power center. With each inhale, as the belly expands into the blanket or the bolster or even a foam roller, feel how the breath bumps up against that resistance, and then feel even more breath go into the low back. And then feel a softening, a letting go into the roll with each exhale. Expanding in all directions on the inhale, and then a releasing into the prop on an exhale. Take 3 more breaths in this Sphinx position on the forearms. And then as you exhale, the next time, Allow yourself to come down towards your belly, letting your head turn one direction and resting over the roll. Sending all of your awareness right to the center of yourself. Head rests on the hands. Completely let go. Melting into stillness. Feeling that sense of vitality build with each breath, breathing into the belly center. And now slowly bring your hands out from under your head. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Engage the belly just a little bit to lift yourself up and sit back into child's pose. Head can rest on where that bolster was. Hands come by your sides. And then roll up gently to your knees. Now, if you'd like, leave the blanket here. Unroll it right in the middle because we're gonna kneel on it. So from hands and knees, step the right foot forward to the top right corner of your mat so that you're kneeling with your left knee on the blanket. To get that just right spot, curl the toes under for a minute and just push back through your heel. Now land just above the kneecap so that you're not on the kneecap but just above, and then let the toes relax if that's comfortable for you. Now hands come to the thigh. We're gonna come up a little bit here so that we get the whole left side of the body. And we'll also get that left side of the shoulder as well. So press the left hip forward. So maybe lift up a little bit and then push the pelvis forward so that you start to feel the stretch through the psoas, the front of the left hip. Now take the left arm and reach it up and overhead so that you get a little side bend to the right and you feel the stretch from the left knee all the way through the left fingertips. So with the arm on the left, you're feeling a lifting up and over. And then your right elbow may be in the right thigh, or if you have a block and want a little support, your right hand may be out to the right side on a block, on a stool, on that pillow maybe. And send all your breath to the left side of the body, expanding into that area of the left side ribs, underneath the shoulder and the shoulder blade. Shake your head no. So that the head falls heavy to the right as well. Relax the jaw, relax the eyes. And send all of your awareness to the breath. Increasing awareness, space, a sense of vitality through the entire left side of the torso. Take 3 more breaths. Last inhale, and then both hands come towards the earth. Step your right knee back to meet the left. We're gonna come right into another posture here. So bring the toes to touch, make the knees wide. Sit back towards child's pose, and now take the left arm, thread it under the right, and take the left arm as far as you can towards the right knee. So I'm trying to drag my left armpit towards my right knee, as far as I can off of the mat. Really side bend. When you feel like you've gone as far as you can, reach a little further, trying to bring your left armpit towards the right knee. Great. And then let the head come down. To keep with the side waist opening, reach the right arm up overhead. So now you're stretching both sides of the rib cage, the underside through the back and through the shoulder blade. On the left, breathing into the side ribs, that lat region on the left side as well as the right side. So when you feel like your right arm is as long as it can be, come to your fingertips and tent the fingertips and reach just a little bit more through the right. And here, feel the twist beginning at center. So draw your awareness to the belly. From the belly button now up to the bottom of the rib cage. And feel an expansion on the inhale and then a ringing and twisting on the exhale. Like the sun, a big yellow ball right in your abdomen. Expanding in all directions. With each exhale, feel a little abdominal activation. So a little bit of energy building and creating that twisting, creating that churning, creating that liveliness right in the center. And from that center, like rays of the sun, feel the arms expanding in opposite directions. Feel the whole body vibrant and alive with breath, and radiating outward through the side ribs, arms, and all the way through the fingertips. Take 3 more breaths. And then bring your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Push up with the right arm to unthread the left. Come back towards hands and knees. Just pause for a moment in child's pose. Knees close together now. Hands by your sides. Pause. Come back towards yourself after an expanding, reaching, ringing, twisting. Come back to center, the seed shape, reconnecting to your essential nature, your internal, ever-present, unchanging sense of vitality, of safety and security, of well-being. Letting go of the remnants of that posture. And from that place of stability, let's repeat on the other side. So coming through hands and knees, Step the left foot forward now to the top of the mat. Curl the right toes under just to push through the right heel for a moment so that you can land down again above the kneecap on the right. And now press yourself up with your hands towards your left thigh. Come out of the stretch a little bit and drive the left hip forward to open up through the front of the left hip. And now lift the right hip. Lift the right arm up towards the sky. Really reach tall, up, radiating from center, through the chest, through the arm, and then up overhead. Lifting and then reaching up overhead, letting the head hang to the left, maybe shaking the head no, letting your left ear fall towards the left shoulder. Lengthening from right knee to right fingertips, breathing into the entire right side of the rib cage. Using your breath to mobilize the entire body. Take 2 more breaths, radiating through the whole right side, lifting up out of the hip, out of the side waist, out of the shoulder blade, and then hands come towards the earth. Left knee meets the right. From hands and knees, bring your knees really wide. Sit back onto your heels into a nice wide child's pose. And then right arm now threads underneath the left, bringing your right shoulder as close to the left knee as possible. So really walking over even further than you think you can. Now reach the left arm up overhead. Drawing your awareness back against your belly. Find your center. Start to stoke the awareness of the light that lies within. Bringing from the center, feeling that radiate out like rays of the sun. Visualizing those yellow beams of light from the belly out through the arms, which are radiating in opposite directions. Using the breath to engage with that vitality, to activate that sense of center and radiating out from a strong center. And now bring your left hand underneath the left shoulder. Push through the left hand to drag the right arm out. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, knees come together. Pause in child's pose. Coming back to the sense of center, of security, safety, and support here. After the radiating outward, finding stillness and moving inward, listening, observing. Waiting to be filled. This is the place where stillness speaks, where it's revealed to us internal qualities of ourselves, where inspiration arises, where the sense of confidence, strength, and purpose begin. So move inward and listen. Everything you need already lies within you. So allow it to bubble up. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up to sitting on your knees. And now take the right leg out in front. Now you're sitting on your left heel. So shift yourself off of the left heel so that the foot is just outside of the left hip. If you feel like you can't sit down on this side, you can take a little blanket and place it underneath your hips. I recommend trying to keep the knees close to one another for this particular variation. And from here, we have a couple of options. You can stay right here. If you want to stay right here, the hands can come back to that mudra that we did in the beginning. But once you settle, if you'd like, you can start to recline, allowing yourself first to come back towards your hands. From your hands, you could come down towards your elbows, or you could use a prop behind you, such as a bolster. I would probably, I don't know if I have enough room, I would probably do it this long way if you have a couple of pillows to lie back over. Or you can just place those pillows behind you too, and wherever you are, find that place where you can recline and lean back. Yeah. Even if you feel like you want to scoot them up under here and lean back like this, that's a really nice variation. But find a place of stillness. Find a place where you can feel support so that you're able to sustain this variation. So arrive, find stillness, And allow yourself to soften. Soften into the expression, leaning up against that edge and feeling it slowly dissolve. If you're feeling unsupported because you don't have anything behind you, bring your awareness to your legs, pushing your legs into the floor, feeling that solid ground. And see if feeling that support beneath your legs gives you a little bit more sense of stability here. Listening to the supports that the body needs. Now feeling from the belly center, maybe even taking one hand to your belly, feeling a sense of radiating outward from the center, through the trunk, the heart, the arms, the legs. And then maybe the arms even come over the head, interlacing your elbows if you are supported, feeling that length through the side body, all the way out the crown of the head. Taking 3 more breaths. Feeling the fullest outward expression and expansion through the whole front body. Eliminating any anterior restriction or any limitations in front of you so that you can move forward to the next version, the fuller expression of yourself. And then slowly let the arms come down by your side, finding the earth. Engage the belly, tuck the chin towards your throat. Use your hands and your core to pull yourself up. Take your left foot to meet your right. Now bending the right knee outside of your right hip. Placing both sit bones on the earth, or if both sit bones aren't touching the earth, placing a little support underneath your sit bone so the pelvis can be level to protect the spine and the SI joints. Knees stay together for this variation as much as possible. And then begin here. Maybe you just briefly come back to center with that mudra right at the navel center. Feeling the feet and the legs firmly planted into the earth. And from that solid base, starting to expand outward, maybe reaching the hands behind you. Finding whatever props you need to support your spine. Maybe the pillows pull right into the low back so that you can lean over them and rest on them. They might also go across. You can start by letting your elbows find your way there. Pausing, feeling the next barrier, the next edge. Noticing that edge, not plowing through it, but stopping and observing. giving you a chance to meet your sensation, recognize where you are, and then slowly progress. Just watching that edge start to melt, 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 allowing the barriers, whether physical, whether mental, whether emotional or spiritual, start to dissolve from your path. And then if it feels right, the arms can come up overhead and the hands can interlace with opposite elbows. Again, lengthening out the side waist of the body. So if you get your hand to opposite elbow and then kind of reach one elbow to the ceiling, above your head, and reach the other, lengthening out the side waist. And then come back to the sense of your breath in the body. Start to feel the breath circulate up from the belly to the heart space. Feel the breath polishing the insides, polishing the gut, polishing the lungs, polishing the heart. Feel the breath, your own breath, massage the heart. Coming into a kind, compassionate, loving relationship with yourself. Meeting yourself right where you are. Even in the midst of being pulled, being stretched. Being at the edge, can you meet yourself with love, with kindness, with compassion? And notice how that melts away those internal edges, those internal barriers. So that you can rest with yourself, be into relationship with yourself, just as you are. Take 3 more breaths here. And then as you're ready, arms come back down by your sides. Find the floor with your hands. Engage the belly. Tuck the chin towards your chest. Push the hands into the floor to pull you up. Let the right leg meet the left. We have one more posture. So from here, we're gonna do a forward fold. So in yin, we call this caterpillar. I want to show you a way to do this so that you can really feel that belly center again. So I want it to be more about the belly center than the back line of the legs. So how we do a pose targets it in a different way. And here is where my focus is today. So I want the knees to be a little bent. So I would put, if you have a pillow, the pillow under your knees. My bolster's just, I think, a little bit too big. I will do it for you anyway, just a little big for me. And then take your rolled up blanket right into the belly and see if you can nestle it into the belly. Sorry, I'm gonna try this. So that it's underneath the rib cage, yeah. So maybe fold it the other way so that it's wider. Yeah. Unfold it like that and then roll it up. And so that you tuck it right into your belly. So, and you might not roll it all the way. Like, so I left mine unrolled a little bit. And then you tuck it up under the ribs so that the ribs kind of come over the belly. I mean, the ribs come over the blanket. Yes. So that we're really opening up the front part of the body. We're compressing into the belly. And you might notice that you even have to like scoot a sit bone back, then the other. And so now we're really getting some nice abdominal compression. And now let your head hang heavy. If the head hanging heavy is uncomfortable, give a little chin tuck so you get a double chin, and then keep your head in line with the spine so that the crown of the head reaches forward to the wall in front of you. Either is perfectly okay. There's no way that's right or wrong. It's only how it feels in your body. This practice is about self-inquiry and self-exploration, so do what feels right. And then the arms are just relaxing on the shins. Send all your awareness to the belly center. And here, feel the internal massage of the breath. That breath massaging from the belly, up through the lungs, around the heart. That massage like a polishing, refining you from the inside out. Today, our practice focused around the third chakra, or the Manipura chakra. Mani means jewel. So in the raw state, the jewel isn't shiny, it's rough, it's ragged. It might have other pieces in it. And so we're like that as well as we enter this world. And as we start to do the work to refine ourselves from the inside out, we start to polish that jewel, shine the jewel. Start to see more clearly, have more brilliance, have more translucency. So let your breath continue to polish you inside out. So that internal brilliance that's always there, that's ever present, that's innate, can shine through. Take 5 more breaths, feeling the internal massage, doing the internal work. And slowly using your hands, walking your hands up towards your thighs, letting the head be the last thing to rise. Remove all of your props now and make your way completely onto your back. Letting go of all work, all efforting. Feeling yourself come into that position of most ease. Feeling completely supported just as you are. Let go of any efforting. The work has been done. Now may you lie here supported in your natural essence. Bring one last ounce of awareness right to the belly center. Visualizing that jewel, that money, like a bright yellow diamond, your natural radiance, your eternal light. And let it shine through every cell of your body, filling your trunk, your arms, your legs, your throat, your eyes, your head, the entire body, shining with vibrancy. Resting in your essential nature as long as you'd like.